Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99 back on the fight front once again. Make sure y'all subscribe. Today I just wanted to do a little different video here, man. I was thinking about doing like a post-fight discussion, just full-on regular discussion video of Carla Esparza versus Alexa Grasso. But instead of just talking about the fight, I just kind of wanted to talk about, where both fighters stand and, as far as just some other elements in the fight, as far as like, mental states and, taking advantage of opportunities, things like that. Man, I just got done running like 5 miles, so I'm pretty sweaty and tired right now. But yeah, man, what I wanted to talk about was just this fight, as far as like, Alexa Grasso and how far she's come as a fighter, and some of the mistakes she made in this fight. I just really feel like, first of all, I want to say that I really don't feel like it's her training. It's the people she trains with, or was her corner's fault. This comes a time when it comes down to that fighter. Everybody has to understand that when you box or when you're in mixed martial arts, you can have everything around you, as far as, your trainers, certain people that you need to get you hype, people that make sure you're eating right and make sure you're watching your weight. But when it all comes down to it, as soon as that bell rings, they're done announcing, they all go to the corner. They go all outside of the ring or all outside of the cage, and you got to go in there and you got to make your choices. They can do whatever they can do to prepare you for whatever situation. They can prepare you for an opponent and help you come up with some sort of plan, but it's up to you to take advantage of not just the technical parts, but it's up to you, and it's all on you to make sure you take care, take advantage of any opportunities you see in there. Sometimes, that stuff you can't even teach. That's unwritten stuff, in that invisible book of fighting, and I feel like Alexa Grasso in this fight against Carla Esparza, the win was there. The win was there. That's why, when I was watching it, it was really like pissing me off, because I was just like, not even sound like a trolling fan when I was watching it. It was just like, damn, man, like there were just so many opportunities in this fight. Just even looking at the first round, I just saw, somebody with excellent striking, excellent boxing skill like Alexa Grasso, just not taking full advantage of her height, and at the same time, just seeing those little moments when somebody like Carla, shout out to Carla Esparza too. I feel like she's getting better and better. She was always a polished fighter all the way back to the Tough House, when she won the belt. She's gone through her ups and downs, and, that's kind of made her a complete fighter. That other invisible checklist I usually like to talk about. But as far as somebody like Alexa Grasso, this fight was there for her to win. There were so many moments in there for her just to take advantage of. Just like I said, her height, her jab. She could have made this a striking win, because like, shout out to Coach Shelton Harrison. Like he's always said, and I've always kind of seen myself, is that when you're top-notch striker, the best way to beat a wrestler is just to jab the hell out of them. Just jab and move, counter and move. And I felt like she had that ability, but there was a lot of times she was just waiting, and I don't know what she was waiting for. There were times when she was waiting, and somebody like Carla Esparza, when you're waiting, they're going to take advantage of that. And that's kind of where they differ as fighters. Carla Esparza is that type of fighter to take full advantage. Even if she loses the fight, she's going to try her best and try her damnedest to win the fight. If she catch you slipping, she's going to take advantage. And that's how Carla was able to get her down so many times, and kind of pin her and win those rounds, make them very competitive and close, and, just overall even dominate the work on the ground. And that's something like Alexa Grasso, if you're not going to take advantage of your, full-on striking, full-on boxing, you're going to have to learn how to wrestle. If you want to get down and dirty on the ground, shoot, you're going to need to know how to counter her wrestling with more wrestling, because I feel like there were a lot of times she could defend from the takedowns, but she get caught sleeping, and Carla would just take full advantage. And like I said, Carla, she gets better and better every time. And, somebody like Alexa Grasso, isn't, it's something she hasn't seen. It's something that Carla has seen before. You know what I mean? She didn't really present a very different look. Like I said, Carla, over the past few years, she's fought many a style. She's lost to Tatiana Suarez, but she made it a very competitive fight. In my opinion, she did beat Claudia Gadelha. And that was something we talked about in the stream with Coach Shelton Harrison. Like he said, that may have not won the judges' eyes, but if you're really like a technical hardcore fan looking, you could tell that Carla won that fight. But yeah, when you're facing somebody like Carla, you got to be on your A game. And Alexa Grasso, I felt like, she's been given all the tools to be an A+ fighter, but it's up to her to apply it. you know, and I feel like there was a lot of things she didn't apply in there. She applied a lot of her skill as far as being a striker and defending against some of those takedowns, but the number one thing that she didn't take advantage of when it was there like more than 2 times, it was there like 3 or 4 times, was the knockout. You know, the finish was there. You know, the finish was there in the second round. Whenever I saw Alexa Grasso land that big right hand, and Carla was already kind of winning, she landed that big right hand, and she kind of like, it was like either a right hand or a left hook, and she kind of reeled back into the fence. It was almost like that Joanna loss all over again, you know, and that's why I thought Alexa Grasso was going to jump on her, but she just like went right back to keeping the distance and playing it safe, you know. And even on top of that, like, she didn't even pop shots off. Like, she didn't even fire anything off. Whenever she hit her and rocked her, Carla just like bounced into the fence, and she got plenty of time to recover because Alexa Grasso just went back to square one, like she was countering back into a chess match. But once you get somebody hurt like that, you got to jump on them and get them out of there, or you're going to make more trouble for yourself, which she did. And then going into that, like, end of the second round, she almost got a submission. Third round, she almost got a submission on the ground again, and, you know, just rocked Carla several times. Every time she was, could, get that fully extended on her punches. Just so many times in there where I felt like somebody like Alexa Grasso had her time and had her chance to make that big statement. And like I said, she has all of those tools to make a statement. She has all of those tools at her advantage to say, hey, this, she could be the next future strawweight champion, but she's not applying it. You know, she's not applying it, every single moment. You got to be working every single minute in there, you know, especially like once you get that knockout, man. When you got that knockout opportunity, you rock somebody like that. A lot of people wish for that type of stuff, you know, especially people with no power in their hands. They wish for the opportunity to get a fighter out of there and not make, 3, 4, 5 rounds of trouble for themselves, you know. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to make this video real quick. Like I said, I didn't really feel like doing just a post-fight review on this one because it kind of pissed me off, man, watching this fight. Sometimes fights piss me off like that whenever you see those moments, you know, whenever a fighter has that fighter, you know, hurt, like Alexa had Esparza hurt, but they don't capitalize and they wind up losing. You know, they just wind up losing, and there's nobody to blame but themselves, you know, and I kind of saw it in Alexa Grasso's face. Like, you know, I ain't trying to bash or anything, but just like real talk and real corner talk, I felt like, you know, it was on her. You know, there's nobody to blame but her, you know. There's nobody to blame because, you know, everybody she trains with, Irene Aldana, her team, you know, they give her everything she needs. Irene Aldana, she came out victorious Saturday night. So, yeah, man, just wanted to go back and look at that, kind of discuss that just in general as far as, you know, advice to young fighters and advice to casual fans of, you know, boxing, combat sports in general. You know, once you have an opportunity like that, you got to jump on it. It's just like life, man. Whenever you have an opportunity, it's right there in the opening because you won't get that opportunity all the time. Once you see it 3 or 4 times, you better take it. And if you don't take it those 3 or 4 times, and you wind up falling flat on your face and hitting rock bottom, hey, ain't nobody to blame but you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got on this one, guys. But real quick, too, as far as Carla Esparza, shout out to her. You know, I feel like, you know, she's one of the best strawweights, you know, the UFC has ever seen. I know since she hasn't held that belt, but she's just been that type of fighter that knew how to evolve, you know, since her loss of the title. You know, she's been like giving, you know, she gives people hell. You know, everybody feels like she needs to move down to atom weight. But she's pretty good at strawweight, man. Like, she's a very good wrestler, and her striking was very impressive in this fight. She was tagging Alexa Grasso with some good right hands in this fight, you know. So she's a very tough, scrappy, and strong wrestler, you know. So I'd like to see her maybe fight Angela Hill, like I said in my previous video. You know, I want to see them fight again and kind of see where both of them stand against each other and see how far they evolve. But Alexa Grasso, you know, definitely wants to see her go back to the drawing board. As far as her technical skill, I think she's good. Just got to work on her wrestling. You know, crack down on being a killer. You know, that was my last thing I wanted to make a point about. You know, got to have the killer instinct when you're a fighter. You know, you could be a boxer, you could be a technician and a wizard all day, but you got to be a killer in there. You know, I'm not saying you got to kill somebody, but, you know, once you got that person hurt, you got to take them out. Once you smell blood, you got to get them out of there, man. But yeah, y'all, just make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.